Yeah, if you go into the YouTube settings as well, like on the browser where you set the session up, maybe you can change live chat settings as well.
It's working. Yeah. It now says the screen. Wait. Yeah. No.
It's
No.
live. It's
Hello,
live.
people. We're all live, and it's all going very coordinated, and they can all hear us on YouTube. So I'm not
Yes.
gonna make any racist jokes at all.
You wouldn't do such a thing.
I would never be that guy to do that.
Just in time for the start of the race.
Not working properly. But welcome to Backfire Simsport TV, and welcome to the GTCC round 10, the final round of season 3 of this fine championship. Let me get to SDK a moment whilst we run through this, because we are much delayed because of wobbly. Just saying. And
the start is always going on, Pete. So let's focus on the start.
Yeah.
Who's on pole?
Who knows?
It's a Ferrari, though.
Miller starting from the lead.
It is.
I did have a quick look at the standings earlier, and Marco has a 74-point lead over Stephen Walker in second place. So Stephen's going to have a mighty fine evening tonight to do anything about the championship at this point. But I know for a fact he'll push all the way to the end for it.
Yeah, Roman Ratto is already closing on the back of Marco Namela.
Can you restream your streaming screen? No, it's still showing the
Got
OBS
it.
one.
Won't be a minute.
Oh, it looks like a little look of Marco Nomele. Romain on Marco Nomele, like right on the inside. It's a really good spot to do it as well. If you trick someone to go a little bit wide, you can definitely just send it. And he's really pushing him, as you can tell, on the old straight, heading towards Cops.
That draft, isn't he? It's not a good place to overtake here, but you could get a good run towards.
Only if you're an Englishman and you want to kill someone.
So your starting grid was Marco Namela on pole, Roman Ratto in second, Kevin Viermont went off third, so Mika Esports doing really well here at Silverstone. Excuse me. Stephen Walker for Spectre 6 went off fourth, Jamie Wilson off fifth, Tyler Newitt went off sixth for BSTV Esports Orange, Tony Walker for Spectre 6 Purple went off ninth, with Jason Haddington off seventh, Adam Wright off 8th, and last was Andrew Littler, but Adam Wright shuffled himself right to the back very quickly by doing this.
I'm going to say right now that I'm not putting £5 on Adam tonight.
Yeah, your curses were strong yesterday. Ooh, wow, that was weird.
Well, no,
what the hell was that?
No, this is behavior of the new physics.
No!
Adam, hold your brakes!
I haven't had a chance to give the new GT3 physics a try, actually.
Yeah, so I tried the Porsche, which I always hated, and I still hate it. And I tried the Audi, and they balanced it out at a certain point where it was like it didn't really snap at weird moments. But that thing
has always snapped on me.
Yeah, but that's just a skill level thing, I guess. But
lack of, yes.
Yeah, lack of skill. But now it feels like it's back like 2 seasons ago, where it just suddenly just goes without any notice.
No, it's a good improvement.
Yeah, so that helps. It's really fast though. And the Porsche got like a debuff, because I think I did like 2 officials, I think like 3 months ago, and it was like a 30 car grid and was 29 cars with a Porsche, and I was in the BMW, so I felt like a white girl sitting on a sofa with all certain types of other racial persons about it.
I was watching a stream the other night of a top-end GT3 split, and every single car in there was a Porsche.
Still,
so it certainly seems to be that towards the end of last season that was the car that was favourable. But hopefully this new update has done something to address that balance a little bit, and maybe the new handling physics will help even that up. I've heard that the tyres will now go off a lot faster, and they're only good for one stint now. So we might actually see some tyres in the stops here. They also change it so that the tyres and the fuel are taken at the same time in this car, which didn't used to be the case. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays into the final round here.
Yeah, and to be honest, I always get excited when I see like the patch notes about the GT3s. I'm always like, oh, now I'm definitely gonna drive them and race them. And once I hop into the car at the first two weeks, I like, oh wow, this is great. And then after that, it's just the same old.
Yeah, I've tried a couple of times to get into the GT3, and I just can't enjoy the car because I'm just so terrible in the GT3s. I'm easily 2,000 I rating worse than I am in the TCR. It's just shocking how bad I am in GT3.
Yeah, so I saw your time about the TCR. I'm guessing the time which Spencer posted. To be honest, made you still like 6,000 points off.
I haven't drove the car for 6 months. That's my excuse.
So Roman closing right up on the back of Marco. Giving him a race tonight, actually.
Yeah, I mean, especially now that the draft is in like full effect around here. He's managing to keep in that draft, and it's really helping him keep the pressure on.
Yeah, I think unless Marco's car spontaneously combusts and Stephen Walker finishes in first in this and the first race of whichever next season might be, I think Marco's already won the league.
Well, with only 10 people turning up,
Marco
I believe
won,
I believe the points are already against Stephen. I don't think he
Yeah.
can win it now. So, well done to Marco. The end of lap one.
Yeah, Marco basically just already pulled it. But then again, in all fairness, he did miss a couple of races. But I've been in like the first few races. I think I won the Phillip Island one.
Mm-hmm.
I always win Phillip Island. But that's the one where he didn't show up. I'm really good at that at Phillip Island, but still, I would have loved to race against him on the track. But he has been absolutely fabulous on every race he turned up to. I think he had one disconnection about a CPU issue, but yeah, he's been absolutely flawless.
Yeah, I mean that is his reputation.
It's
from his days in V8, he's always incredibly fast.
And look at the time. I mean, look at this lap time difference. Romain is in the slipstream, and it did a 2:07, and Marco is leading the pack, punching a hole through the air, and is still doing a 2:002. I think that basically says it all. He's been on another alien level, and I applaud a guy like Marco being in our leagues. I do hate it as well, but I also applaud it. We can learn a lot from him.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, Stephen Walker here seems to be like in the sandwich between Kevin Viemont and Jamie Wilson. I'm busy looking at Tony Walker's name in the thing. Who's up 2 positions at the moment from his start.
Yeah, there's a group. Oh, somebody's off in the background. As you say that.
That would be this car. So this is Kylie going for a spin.
That's exactly what happened to Adam.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Exactly the same on the same corner as well, funnily enough.
Yeah, there is Adam.
Oh my word, you're never going to believe this one. You are not going to believe this one.
Is it Jamie?
See, this is what I thought I saw, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Tyler?
Oh my god!
Oh, I love this.
What the hell was that?
The McLaren is officially retired.
Yeah, so I in our BSTV chat, Adam posted this screenshot of what happens with the car, and I think this is exactly what happened. What the description was about the McLaren. It's loose again, like it used to be. It's like he turns in, it suddenly just snaps, and he corrects it, and then it just goes completely completely goes the other way.
Why is his lights flashing?
I can tell you why, because he's sad. I like this crash. I give this a 9.
He didn't do a full 360 barrel roll, so he
didn't.
Yeah.
Look at this. I mean, it basically was like it was an invisible.
This is weird, right?
Oh.
Weird stuff is happening. Very weird stuff is happening. This is the same corner as Adam and whoever it was. Oh, right.
No, that's just like an over rotation. Too much speed.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to finish my sentence because it's a really good joke. It's not racist.
All right. For once, yeah, good.
So basically, what happened was there was an invisible Lewis Hamilton next to Tyler. He sent him into the wall. Like comes.
Right. So Jamie Wilson has also overtaken Kevin Viamont in that little exercise. I want to know what happened to Kevin, but it's not on my event tracker. Everything else is apart from him getting it wrong. So he hasn't actually done anything wrong, has he? He's just kind of spun.
He just had a little bit of a slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he took too much speed and just in the middle of the corner, the car started sliding and then there wasn't a correction, which caused the incident.
Okay, we'll go back live.
Stephen was a little bit unlucky to get caught out there when when you're following a car closely and they make a mistake like that. It's sometimes hard to avoid it.
And since, by the way, I think we have to keep an eye on this. Since the updated track limits on Silverstone, it has been a lot worse.
It's very, very easy to get 1Xs now. It's actually not very fun to drive.
Oh, right, okay.
It always was like a little bit bad on cops and stuff. Well, on cops you can abuse it a little bit.
The one where the fast right-hander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before Maggots and Baggots.
Yeah.
This is the only track where I know certain corner names, so I'm just gonna throw them in every time. I only know cops and Maggots and Baggots, but you deal with it. And Hanger Straight. I know Hanger Straight. But
okay.
Anyway, no, but since they updated it, I think it's like 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago. It got worse than it was.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been like a good update, but especially in Maggots and Baggots, if you like hit the white line with the left front on in the middle of the corner, going to Baggots, you get an off track. So I think it's something like an hour and a half race. We have to keep an eye on that. What happens? Look at that. This corner there was an off track. I can tell you there was an off track.
Yeah, especially into Maggots and Baggots, I recognised when the changes were made. I was getting them every single lap, whereas I hadn't done previously, and I couldn't understand what was really going on because I didn't realise how much the track changes had affected that specific corner. But you can't take anywhere near as much of this curb, which I think Stephen just did.
Yeah, I think he did as well. So are the slowdowns to be handed out here as well then as a result, or is it just off? Who was that? Is that Tyler?
Tyler, yeah. Tyler's trying again.
Oh,
yeah, so,
God.
So that's just...
He's struggling, isn't he?
Yeah, just talent.
He's just talent.
He is winning the Rallycross Championship.
Hang on.
See?
Oh, look at the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just trying to get back at the minute.
What happened?
I thought he reset. It must have had a second crash.
Well, he was in the pits for... Has he? Oh, no, he did. Hang on.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Unless he didn't have his fast repair check.
Small comment, Romain did the fastest lap at 2001 compared to a 2006 from Marco.
Yeah, that's...
This is what I meant about the update. The car is loose again like it used to be.
And then he's reversed into the wall. And he snapped the rear axle.
He's got unlucky there to get that much damage to his steering, but yeah, it must be the rear that's taking the brunt.
Yeah, and then the cars go past him at this point. So we joined it at this point right here, actually, when we were live. So we'll go back to live. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's just getting out of the way. They're doing a good job of trying to avoid all the cars coming past him there, because you know what it's like when you're bouncing around on the grass and you've got a damaged car. It doesn't take much for it to just flick you around.
Yeah, it's uncontrollable, yeah.
So we've currently got 10 drivers in the race, and 4 of them have had big issues already. So it's really affecting the running order here.
I'm curious to see if like there's a difference in strategy or at least driving approach between Romain and Marco with the tires. And here's
yeah.
He can tell us all about the new update.
He can tell us all about a new update, which is terrible for the McLaren.
It's not terrible. If I had done more than the attached practice session, I probably would have been in better shape. But
Sure.
with the V8 race yesterday, I kind of forgot this was today.
We are giving you a free pass to blame the update, you know. Just
Yeah,
take
no.
it.
I mean, no, it was the update's fault without question. I'm just saying I could have wrapped my head around it given
So
more time.
just describe what the difference actually is from having been spat out by the car. What is it? What's changed from your perspective with it?
So both of those were
Nice overtake. Sorry.
sorry. Don't mean to distract from the race, but the guys doing actual racing. But
Yeah.
It's only
no, it's it just the both of those were just overcorrections because the I don't know if it's the steering is a bit sharper in the McLaren now or
It's back to where it was 2 seasons.
yeah, I mean it's quick, no doubt, and
Yeah.
it's totally fine in slow and medium speed corners. But if you carry too much speed into a high speed corner, it'll step out on you and invite you to overcorrect, which I did both times. So
Yeah, the first time was very obvious, the overcorrection, but I don't think there's much you could have done. If you'd let it go, it would have just gone around the other way and you would have ended up in the same wall, I think.
yeah, I had done that in practice. I had gone a little too deep in there and
What she said.
and spun it into the wall. So I did try and catch it, and it didn't work.
So in terms of, we've already seen Adam get it snapping on him, and we've seen Jason's had it snapping on him. Do you think this is something that people are going to have to spend a long time getting used to again?
Adams was just cold tires, and
right.
I know because I had the same issue. It definitely, cold tires are a much bigger factor, and it really takes a full lap of working them in to get them up to comfortable temps. And I think Adam just forgot because I had a little snap in that first corner as well, but it I kind of knew it was coming, so I corrected it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
But yeah, the car felt honestly better than it did before. It made more sense what it was doing than before the updates.
Yeah.
I just needed more time to get to grips with it, I think.
Okay.
Perhaps a little bit more time with
Fair
dialing a setup that would...
Yeah, I was just on the iRacing medium downforce baseline endurance set, so it was not something I had tinkered with to get to my liking.
Great. So we're watching Stephen Walker here take quite a lot of liberties with the edge of the track, and we know since the update it appears to be a lot trickier around here to drive clean. Did you find anything particularly worse around here now since the last time, since there was the update to the off tracks?
Yeah, they're not great. It's
That's what I said.
the trouble I was having was less with the with like running wide. That was pretty clear where the limit is, but the like Maggots Beckett's corners and several of the corners that have those like orange sausages, there doesn't seem to be a clear defining line as to where the off track is.
Yeah.
So some you can really get away with a lot, and some you can't.
Yeah, I think Maggots and Beckett's, as you mentioned, but also Luffield, that the left-hander... Well, sorry, Brooklyn, the left-hander before Luffield. I certainly remember that being a lot worse now. And possibly Vale as well.
Yeah, I don't know what...
The old last corners.
Okay, yes. I didn't have too many issues there personally, but yeah, it was Maggots Beckett's and the... I had some trouble with the kind of the twiddly section after the start of the track.
Well, that's always been difficult, no matter what.
Yeah.
And actually, the first corner as well, you can cut a little too much, and it'll give you an off track. So yeah, we'll see some drive of shames today for sure.
Yeah, I think you just mentioned every corner there, so
yeah.
really not sounding easy.
No.
Well, if you want someone to keep an eye on, Adam said he was already on 8. So
What?
Oh, excellent. Well, we also think Stephen Walker's picking them up quite liberally here because he's
Yeah.
taking
Oh,
more
it's
of the
it's
track limits.
yeah. There are places you can get away with it, and I wouldn't put it past Steven to know where those are. But yeah,
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
That was Kevin going a bit deep into the corner at the end of Brooklands that I've now forgotten.
Luffield.
Luffield, cheers. Wobbly said it before, but I didn't know whether he was being rude.
No, I didn't say it, Liffield. I only said cops, megas and beggars and hangers straight.
Are those the only ones you know?
Yes.
Excellent, well done.
We're coming up to Druid's Corner because every track
Yeah, totally. It's like American tracks, isn't it? They've all got a carousel. They've
They
all
all got a
got
carousel.
yeah.
Well, this is the
Turn
Helter
one-
Skelter.
They all got
section.
turn 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
They don't have 6. There's only 4.
No, they
Yeah.
got a kink.
Yeah, this is sections corner 10A and 10B. We're going to do.
Yeah. Oh dear, it's funny.
So I'm just curious, Tyler. Are you into racist jokes? No, not right.
Very not. So Tyler, we had to restart the stream tonight because Wobbly had been naughty and said something that could be heard on the stream. So, yeah, dear.
gotcha. I did wonder why the stream wasn't up when the race
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
Nothing
No,
happened.
the issue is
Yeah.
that Pete basically just didn't mute us before the stream started.
Well, I did, but
You know,
I had
that's-
another
they're-
channel
they're-
live.
I will say, Wobbly, that is a problem that can be solved by just not saying things.
Yeah, exactly that.
I'll direct message you.
Don't,
You definitely
Just
don't
don't
need
do
to.
it. Just don't do it.
Anyway,
So-
I'm gonna make some lunch because my car is destroyed. But
Yeah. I
good
would
luck with
do
the rest
that.
of the stream.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler.
That's very unfortunate for Tyler to go out so early there. As you
It
said,
is, yeah.
he didn't have the practice needed, especially with the quite large changes been going on here. It's going to take a while for people to get used to these cars again.
Yeah, when they first changed the V8s, you know, when the V8s used to be a handful anyway, and then they brought in like grip for a start, which was an alien thing. This is back in the day. You go back to even changes on iRacing, like when they brought in the time transition, the day-night transition, and myself and Clyde, we'd been using shadows as brake markers for years at that point, and then all of a sudden the brake marker had moved 50 feet to the further forward or something, and you ended up overshooting the corner. You do have to do some serious practice with some of these changes, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's like relearning a new car when the changes are big enough. But yeah, I think we all had the shadows as braking points problem because it was just so ingrained into what the track was.
Yeah, for
Pete,
so long.
Can you focus on Romain and Marco for a little bit?
I was doing before, and he didn't get any nearer.
Because I feel like I feel like if we're watching this battle.
Hang on, I'm going to have to do something else just for a minute. There might be a slow-mo here. Might be a slow-mo.
Oh, is it Adam? I love it.
Is it the
Over-rotating.
That's
it's a nice slide, actually.
Oh!
That was almost worth 1,000 style points, but he unfortunately
was.
fluffed
5
the
out of
ending.
5.
5 out of 5. Where's he going?
Wait, where's he going?
That's the national
Let's
circuit.
keep an eye on it.
Yeah, that's a different track.
He's
But hang on. This isn't the end of it yet.
he's
sorry.
perhaps already at the incident limit, maybe, or maybe he's just totally.
Oh, yeah, it could be. Yeah, definitely.
Could be, actually.
So
I
if he
love this.
stops for tires, or if it's just a
Uh,
drive through.
To be honest, I love the fact that we're all teammates and we still hope that the other one crashes.
Yeah, it's competitive. Definitely. That's Tyler's car. So he's going into his pit box.
Yeah. So I think he's going to go up on the jacks here and get some new tires because he's.
No.
Oh, he's done.
No, he's reset.
He's back.
What?
He's maybe, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's out of the car there.
He might have had damage for some sort. And it's like, well, I fucked it up. Oh, sorry. I messed it up anyway.
Yeah, we'll bleep that out, yeah? Apologies, folks.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's not my normal language. Well, it is, but, well, not on stream.
You know no one believes you.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, they're all wide going through cops, aren't they?
Anyway, it's a family broadcast, so sorry about that.
So,
Evening to Ant on chat there. He's with us tonight as a spectator.
So, just to remind everybody, because you won't have got it the first time round, because we had to restart the stream. This is the last race of the season for this GTCC series. We're not sure whether we're going to run another one, and at the moment, unless Marco Nemela spontaneously combusts, and as he does so, sheds a whole load of points, he is going to be the champion. So bragging rights on show for whoever comes or wins at this track tonight. And then I don't know whether there's a championship battle for the second place or not. Is there?
No, I don't think there is. It's another kind
Oh wow, no, there's not. There's like 100 points between Stephen and Kevin.
Can I?
Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead. There was something completely irrelevant. By the way, Romain said it's a fastest lap again.
He did a 1:59.87, which is pretty rapid, to be fair. He is now closed right up again on the back of Marco Nemela. He did this not that long ago, but didn't do much with it. Just going through the team standings quickly before they do something. Spectre 6 are top of the pile on 1,062, with Mika Esports in second on 904. So I don't think there's enough meat on the bone, especially given the fact that the Mika Esports cars are quite high up the field, for Spectre 6 to be utterly threatened. Result Clothing are in third on 716 points, none of which are here tonight, which means that Glacier Racing will take third place, which is probably why Marco is racing as hard as he is, probably because he also likes to win every race he drives in. And then driver of the meeting, what does that say? That says driver of the meeting is not wobbly, right? And first at the minute is jointly Stephen Walker, Spencer McCarthy and Stefan. Now Spencer's not here, so he's not going to get any points. Stefan is not here either, so he's not going to get any points. So if Stephen gets one vote, he's probably won it. If Tony Walker, Anthony Jacobson, Anthony's not here, is he? So if Tony Walker or Marco Nemela get 2 votes and nobody else gets any, they will win because they're all on 2. And then we've got Kevin, Tyler, not wobbly, and Russell all on 1 point. But there's only a spattering of attendees here tonight. And then the head-to-head, just so I can bottle it all off as Roman loses some ground on the stream. We are in finals. So 4th place has already been secured by Adam. 3rd has been secured by Tony Walker. And then it was Tyler versus Kevin. So no prizes for guessing who's already won that, seeing as Tyler's no longer participating. Kevin Viamont is going to be the head-to-head champion.
Oh, well, congratulations to Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Oh, sorry,
he is here. Which broadcast are you watching? The one that we cancelled because of you?
Yeah, sorry. No, the one we cancelled. But to be honest, I'm holding this back. So I got a comment for Ant.
Oh yeah, go on.
I got a good joke about this.
No more jokes.
No more jokes. You're banned from jokes. You really are.
What do you call an ant from overseas?
You're not going to say an immigrant.
No.
That's good then.
Important.
Import and oh dear, a little bit of my soul just died.
Well, I think 3 cars on track there just got an incident point.
Oh dear, Gary, you're getting infected. You really are. Oh dear.
It's good having me back on the broadcast. I know.
My life needs to change significantly, folks. It really does. Right, so Kevin Viamont closing in on Stephen Walker. Now, I don't know. Kevin and Roman are very, very capable GT3 drivers, and I expect they've put in a huge amount of practice, because they always do. They always like to show up really well. And of course, we know that Roman is usually in a much hotter climate than we are, because he's somewhere in the Caribbean, I think. So we'll have to figure out Whether they've done more practice than everybody else and can control the car better over a period of time, given the changes that the cars have had applied to them.
Where is Romain from?
I think he's somewhere in the Caribbean, or he was the last time I was speaking to him, and I don't think he was on holiday.
No, so let's just ask him. I think if I look at like look at the race now, how it's evolving, I'm pretty sure that Romain and Marco are gonna fight it out to the dead end. And I feel like Romain is playing a game with Marco.
Yeah, I feel like that too. It looks like he's stalking him, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I feel like he's coming back when he wants to. And Silverstone, not to take a piss out of it, it's just it's like a parking lot. Everybody can drive Silverstone, but there's certain people that are really, really quick on it. They know how to get in touch with the track limits, which we spoke about. And I think that it looks like that Romain is this is his track. This is like his cup of tea just to get through it.
But if you look at this Glacier Racing Ferrari, he makes it look like he's making no effort, Marco Namela. It just looks like he's out for a country drive. I mean, he's not exceeding the track limits at all. He's going to do it now just because I've said that. He doesn't look like he's out of control. He's not riding any of the sausage curbs. He's within his limits. It looks like a very calm drive, doesn't it, Gary?
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, there's not a lot of people who can put Marco under a lot of pressure. So Romain's doing a fantastic job to still be where he is after half an hour. It'd be interesting to see if Romain's on the ragged edge staying there, or whether he's saving any fuel, because that's going to start to come into it at some point as well. If he can get an extra lap or two on fuel, save himself a second or so in the pits, that might make a big difference. But as you say, it's very, very controlled from Marco. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just, not pushing as deep as he can into the corners, giving a little lift, saving a little bit of fuel. And if Romain goes past, then I'm sure Marco will just use that to his advantage to save some fuel himself.
Yeah, and the Mika Esports boys are getting good coverage at the minute because they're both bolted to the back of the car in front of them. So, sorry, go on, Wobbly.
Yeah, and being this close to another car, it does heat your tires a little bit more.
Yeah, because your downforce is lifted off the front, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to work harder to get through the corner, but then again, you got the advantage to lift off earlier. And if you look really closely, I think if we go on board with Romain, I'm pretty sure we can see him lifting. Whoa, was that a slide from Marco? Anyway,
Don't know.
It looked weird. But I think if we go on board like this and we look at the end of the hangar straight, I'm pretty sure we can see that he's lifting off at the end. But we don't know because we don't have sound on this stream.
I'll tell you when he's lifting, don't worry.
Yeah, we don't have sound in the the commentary booth, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That is reserved for Pete Bingham only.
Yeah, I've not figured that out yet, folks.
Ooh, and Marco's really wide on through the
That was
Yeah, that was an off track. I can tell.
He was, yeah.
I think, to be honest, I don't think that it's like almost looks like he's struggling compared to the Porsche.
We know how strong the Porsche has been recently, so any balance changes perhaps not fully remedied that, or perhaps Romain's just really nailed his setup here.
It might be, yeah.
Or he just really likes this track.
He was off early there, but that's only because he was too close, I think, to Marco's rear wing.
Yeah, it's like this one, you'll really see it.
Yeah, and it's a weird situation to be in.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, big
I feel like Marco. I feel like Romain is a little bit quicker at this stage of the race.
Yeah.
You say that, but
He's even flickering his lights. We don't like flickering lights. I would never do such a thing. Stop it right immediately.
You do it all the bloody time.
See, I think if he did get through, he wouldn't just drive away. It's very easy to feel faster when you're behind somebody with a draft like that, but as soon as the tables are turned, you're not pulling away any. It's just not going to happen.
Definitely. I think you're spot on.
Yeah, it's a false economy, isn't it? Because it's not your true speed, if you know what I mean.
No, but it's good to feel
No, I don't know what you mean, Pete.
So,
elaborate.
No. Do you remember the other day we were doing that LMPH? And
I wouldn't admit to ever driving that car anymore.
Would you not?
No, I wouldn't say I was driving it. It was driving me.
Ah, okay. Oh, what's this?
Oh, whoa, you just stood out on a move, I think.
I think I did, but we'll watch this anyway. He didn't make it, just so you know.
Oh, it's always worth it. Yes, let's go, Adam.
This is
Is
from
that the same
ages
one?
ago.
Oh dear, it popped back up
Like-
again. That was
Oh
annoying.
dear.
Because
Oh,
Wobbly mentioned
dear.
before that Silverstone could be like a parking lot, and if that's true, then the BSTV cars are killing it because they both are.
They're nailing it. They're nailing it.
They really are.
Anyway, we didn't miss out on a move. I think
No,
Kevin was
sizing
do a
him
move
up,
on-
wasn't he?
Yeah, to do a move on Maggots and Baggets this early in a race, it's rough, mate. It's like if you do like a reverse grid, you have to, but on a semi endurance race like this, it's not worth taking the risk half an hour in.
No.
And I think what we're seeing here is a typical performance from Jeremy Wilson, where he's just being mega consistent, driving his lines and not making any mistakes. And behind him, Stephen Walker's quite clearly pushing, because you see him going wide out of Brooklands there in the previous lap, and he had to get off the throttle, which really put Kevin right on his tail. So I think Stephen's pushing quite hard here, and Jamie's just being mega consistent, and it's helping that gap is just kind of opening and closing because of it.
Yeah, I think your description is spot on, mate. And it's good to see someone in the booth who has certain kind of knowledge about racing, not like Pete.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of racing. Oh, hang on. Roman's getting close again. He's got a good run. Got a very good run.
Ooh. Yeah. So this is. I think this is the thing. He has a run, and if he really wanted to, he could try to force him into it. But then again, 35 minutes in, a semi-endurance race. Why
Yeah.
would you?
Yeah.
That's such a fast corner entry that even if you did try to throw it in there, the car in front's not really slowing down at all. You have to already be alongside and trust that somebody will back out going too wide into it, because you're just not breaking enough of that on that first part of that entry into the complex there.
So to give Ant a reply on the chat, it was a family-friendly joke. I only make family-friendly jokes. I've never been sarcastic in any sort of way, or I definitely wouldn't be racist. No, that's not
He
me.
doesn't know the meaning of the word.
What's that? What does racist mean? It means like you're like hugging a donkey or something.
No,
No.
just really like racing cars.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm a racist then.
Yep.
So again, Stephen Walker struggling to not exceed the track limit, I think.
He's quite often those fast exits where he's trying to carry speed, he's just getting a couple of wheels over those white lines. So if he's not getting the off tracks, he's getting very close to them, as these two are getting very close.
Is he going to pop out of that slipstream or not?
I mean, this is a place you
Oh,
can
he's
do
having a
it.
good
Oh,
look.
he's
Oh!
It looked worse than it was, I guess.
Yeah, Marco wouldn't have turned in there if he was going to wipe himself out.
True.
He saw that coming a mile off.
Ooh, I think Oman has a good exit on this corner compared to.
Oh.
He has a good switch. I feel like that. I really feel like Romain is pressuring him a little bit to get into making a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Roman knows he's in the draft, and he can afford to lose half a second looking like he's going to make a move to try and spook Marco at this point.
Oh, someone going in? That's early, to be
That's
fair.
Jason Haddington.
I didn't see that coming. Is it too early? I think it's too early.
I have no idea tonight.
Must have been. I feel like it's the limit.
Was it me, or did those three cars all look like they left the corner at the same time at different speeds?
Yeah, smoke
There.
one, mate.
Jason is parked. Jason is parked in his pit box. I assume he's taking a stop here.
Right, okay, yeah, no, cool. I thought you were going to say he's out, but...
No, he's stopped, so he's not just doing a drive-through.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's always a stop, right? Or is it? Oh, no, it's a drive-through. Never mind. No.
So this will give him just under an hour to drive, won't it? He's leaving the pits now.
Yeah, he's got 55 minutes, 52 minutes to drive.
And to be fair, if you're that far away of the rest of the pack, it might be a good idea to pit early just to do something different compared to the other guys. And if it works out, which it probably won't, but at least you gave it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
These three are really close now.
This is really, really. Yeah. He's
Oh, here we go.
And yeah, he's forcing a wide, going on to the side, free wide. Oh, almost free wide. Let's go. It got back for Stephen Walker. Let's go on the inside and then on the right side. And this corner is so hard to get through. Well, you go side by side. You force each other off.
Oh no!
Oh, maybe
Survived it.
And then Kevin. Oh.
We're getting Kimi Räikkönen memories there from that one.
This is.
Oh, he's let him through. He's let him through.
Yeah.
There must have been contact for him to have let him back through. It was really hard to see from the angle whether Jamie was just on the edge of grip, but it looks like there must have been contact.
This corner is such a hard corner to get.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Jamie did a good job to save that, though.
Yeah.
But is it Stephen's fault? I don't know. I think it was a racing incident, to be honest.
It probably is a racing incident, but
it's
with any doubt, they're just going to get back together and continue on as they were. So fair play.
Yeah, it's completely fair play.
Wrong Walker.
No, it's completely fair play, but it'll. Well, I don't know. I would have let it through as well, but then again, it feels like that they both did the best.
There wasn't much in it.
No, there wasn't. No.
It's very hard for both of them. Jamie has to.
But good on them. Good on them.
Jamie has to turn in because that's a very hard corner to do quickly, and Rook had to try and take as much speed as he could on the apex because he was trying to overtake there. So it wasn't much in it there, but it was fair play to Stephen there for letting Jamie back through, and they'll just get straight back on it. Hopefully work together a bit. Oh, actually no, Stephen's in the pits now. But yeah, maybe Jamie and Kevin will come back together soon, and those three will probably be close on track once again.
I was going to say the winner of all of that was Kevin Viermont. He's, sailed through with Stephen giving the position back and Jamie exiting stage right.
Yeah, he's got a 2-second lead now over Jamie, which, to be fair, is quite lucky for Jamie, given how much of a moment that was for him. That could have quite easily ended up with him in the wall with a wrecked car.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that he managed to control that, because it was quite an abrupt turn right, wasn't it?
I thought he was hitting the wall perpendicular to it there with the angle he flew off at. He did extremely well to bring that back on.
Yeah, and I think that's the advantage of driving Silverstone. That's why I mentioned before. I like the track, don't get me wrong. I only dislike it because Stacy really likes it.
Right.
But it's a glorified parking lot, and the fact that he's able to save that, if there was like being gravel on the right there, then it would have been the end of story.
Mm-hmm.
But now at least you're able to correct the car and to continue your race. So I think there's an argument on both sides there, but on that specific corner, I think like the runoff area is a good thing.
You do know you're not allowed to say bad things about Silverstone, right?
To be honest, I took my. Didn't you notice that I first complimented it and then retracted that compliment?
Yeah.
You complimented by saying how good of a parking lot it was. That's
yeah.
I mean, I like the track.
Oh, he's going
I
for
just
it.
don't like the track.
He's pushing incredibly hard, taking alternative lines here just to try and get any run he can, or perhaps spook Marco. But he's got this corner coming up into the loop with this big, heavy braking zone. I just don't think he's close enough. He's going for it though.
He's going for it, but Pete decided to switch to Jamie.
Oh,
there was contact. I'm definitely.
Oh, now there is.
Now there's contact again.
Yeah,
and cross back.
Oh,
guys!
Someone's
Stop hurting each other.
Marco's not happy with how aggressive that was from Romain.
All right, have you got some vocals? Have you?
No, I could.
No. Oh, you just see from the car behaviour.
I watched the cars. Yes. Yeah,
we watched the racing.
I think Romain got incredibly deep from a long way back, forcibly let it drift on the apex to force himself through, and then blocked in a mega fashion there.
Here we go again.
He's going to be a long way back here, and he's just he's getting away. He's just.
It's a clean move. No, it's a clean move. It's a clean move.
Yeah, he just totally blocked him on the exit. I think that's what's wound Marco up. He's just parking it on the apexes.
Yeah, and then I think there was brake lights on Marco's car there.
I feel like this is like their in lap. So
it will be now.
yeah, but I feel like Romain must have been waiting for the last lap where they knew they had to come in. So you want to be the first guy into the pit lane.
Right, I see.
That's the advantage. Just to get that first pit entry, you can just gun it. And if they don't go in, then I'm completely wrong, obviously. But
Yeah, I don't think
I'm completely wrong.
you are utterly wrong.
They don't have a clue what they're doing. They don't understand racing.
If wronger was a word, then you would be it.
Yep, tune into the wobbly kneecaps track guide for useless information.
Yeah.
But it's weird, mate. To be honest, okay, what would your situation be? Would you wait till the last lap, or would you try to overtake him earlier?
Well, you only need to win for one lap, don't you?
I think that Romain got incredibly aggressive there when he could have just saved fuel for a lot longer, had a shorter pit stop and come out ahead anyway. There was no need to get that aggressive when he did. I mean,
the pass was clean though initially because he sent it down the inside, very inside.
Yeah, Marco squeezed him a bit on the inside there, but then he parked it on two apexes, which I think really annoyed Marco there, and then Marco didn't give him space because of it. It's one of those things. There was just no need to be that aggressive at this point in the race, I think.
I kind of disagree, mate. In another perspective, if I look at that move, it was a clean move. Obviously, the next corner was harder for Romain because he overshot his initial brake marker. And as Marco, you know that it's going to happen because he did that move. And you can anticipate the fact that he is not going to hit the apex properly on the next corner. You know that. So, without pointing any fingers and saying someone did something wrong because it sorted itself out, they kept on racing. I feel like the last contact where Marco hit Romain was more on Marco than Romain.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was just some frustration from Marco where he
didn't expect it.
Yeah, he just wanted to show that he was unhappy with the move, perhaps.
Yeah, there was definitely a demonstration there, wasn't there? I think he had his brakes on when he left the very tight left-hander that I can never remember the... Is it called the loop? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the exit of the loop.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about the loop. I'm going to the loo.
Well done. Go to the loo and have a pee. The loop.
So, I mean, that's changed the whole dynamic of this, really, hasn't it? Because I think the Porsche overall is the quicker, maybe the better handled car, or the easier to handle car. I'm not sure, because he does seem to be pulling away ever so slightly.
Yeah, the gap's about the same as it was this time last lap. He was about 7/10 away at one part of the lap. He was 1.1 away a couple of corners ago. It's ebbing and flowing a little bit. We know that the Ferrari is often very fast in a straight line, so maybe once we get out of these twisty bits, Marco will get back on it. But he did bump into him with his front of his car there. Maybe he's got some front splitter damage to go with that, which will certainly be affecting his top speed.
Well, definitely Marco's car has got damage at the front. Roman's car looks untouched on all sides, which is bizarre.
Anywhere he'll have a little bit of rear
damage, yeah.
Rear diffuser rather, but it should be less of an effect to his top line here. But Marco's within 7/10 again.
Yeah, and got some better lines through Maggots and Beckett's here. Everybody else is fairly spread out. Tony Walker is 1.6 seconds behind Jamie Wilson, and has been there for a while.
Jamie pitted, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Stephen, but Stephen's quite a long way back, so maybe Stephen had some penalty to address there.
Let me have a look at his pit stop time. No, actually, he is comparative to Jason Haddington, who's the only other free racer that's pitted. Obviously, Jamie Wilson has, but he was only stopped for 25 seconds, whereas everybody else has been stopped for 45.
I think that's Jamie hasn't taken tyres.
Oh, wow, right. That might come back to him later on then. But do you need to in a GT3 car of 90 minutes?
Well, they changed in the new setup. Part of what they did is that set of tyres is only supposed to last one fuel stint, which is typically an hour in these cars. So
Oh, okay.
it might be that he's going to be pushing it towards the end in terms of tyre life, unless he's specifically trying to look after them as hard as he can, which I'm not sure. Well, there was some fighting going on earlier. I don't think Jamie was the main instigator, but he certainly had more time to look after his tyres when Stephen and Kevin were fighting behind him. So maybe he's gone for that to try and just get that 20-second gap, 25-second gap that he's got now and just hold that.
Yeah, Matt Elmore hedging his bets on the chat saying that Spectre 6 will finish in the top 7. I think that was after Adam, Tyler and Andrew Littler had thrown it away.
It was. He's a wise man there.
Isn't he? You know.
Safe bets only.
So at the minute, who have we got and where are they? We still have not seen Roman, Marco, Kevin or Tony Walker to pit road. So 4 of them have not been in. Stephen is the last car. Is he? Not quite the last car. Ooh. Yeah, Stephen's the last car on lead lap. Jason Haddington is still running 1 lap down. And it's been a race full of drama up to now. Everybody's kind of spread out a bit. The top 2, if I can select the right people, are still reasonably close together. I do think if they come back onto the same bit of tarmac again, that it might be handbags at dawn. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, at this point, I think Roman might be quite pleased with his decision to force a pass because he's clearly got the speed to be pulling away there from Marco. He's got him out of the draft now, so we will actually see the real pace between the two. I believe that just over a second, like 1.1 second, is the draft in these cars. So now that there's a second and a half between them, we'll actually see their raw pace with the cars in the current state that they're in. We must be very close to the pit stop, though.
I would think so. A lot of them cut this race in half, and we're already beyond halfway. So, let's see what the tactic is here. Run the fuel out as far as possible, maybe.
Possibly. I mean, we saw Jason pit, leaving himself a 52-minute stint at the end, and we're almost 52 minutes into the race. So if he's pit as early as he can, maybe we're getting to the end of this pit cycle now. Yeah,
that's true. Because Jamie's a wise racer, isn't he? He's not going to take any wild outside chances. We know that from previous. That's very wide from Marco. That'll be a 1x right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Roman's
definitely shown he's got the pace there. And maybe, maybe there isn't any damage, and maybe that's why he was so close and wanted to make that move. Maybe he felt at this phase of the race he's got the pace.
I mean, Roman did a 1:59.8 last lap. That's 0.3 faster than Marco did. So he really does have very good pace. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me.
Yeah. Now that Marco's out of that draft, I think Roman's going to pull a bit more this lap. He's certainly Marco's coming into the pits actually, but I think Roman's definitely got the pace right now. But I would expect him in next lap. Perhaps he has been saving for the first half hour or so, I think.
Yeah. The sneeze never happened. It's one of those that's just going to torment me for 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, another 59.8 there from Roman. We could ignore Marco's 58.2 because that's entering the list.
It's cheeky, isn't it? Every so often someone sets the fastest sector 5, and I'm like, but they're in pit road. Do you know what I mean?
Kevin Veermont coming through there, setting his personal fastest lap.
Oh, yeah, that's
59.7. So I think we're obviously very low on fuel now, and the tyres are giving them enough grip that they're still setting good laps. So maybe we won't see everyone taking tyres here. And maybe Stephen Walker gambling on a tyre change. We'll have to see if that pays off for him, if he's got good lap times now. We'll have to keep an eye on that as he's coming across the line.
It looks like Marco Namela did not take tyres. He's got a very, very similar stop time to Jamie Wilson.
You never take tyres on this race, mate.
Ah, well, you say that, but Gary was saying that with the new model, they're designed to go off in a certain time scale.
Yeah, they do, but still, it's what iRacing said. It's not what the talented drivers.
Yeah.
Right.
That's possible. I mean, Stephen has caught a couple of seconds up on Jamie in the last couple of laps here, so he is a little bit faster. I'm not sure if there's going to be enough time for him to use any kind of advantage that he's got. We'll really find out towards the end of the this last half hour, because that's when Jamie's tyres will be at their worst. I'd expect Roman in this lap, unless he managed to save a lot more in that first half hour. But maybe he would want to cover off Marco. Nope, he's going to stay off. He's obviously feeling good.
Yeah, must be. He's going.
Yep. It was a 1:59.87 for him last time. Let's see if he's still keeping up that pace now. He's not under any pressure.
Yeah, the Mika boys are both on a distinct strategy here, sticking with one another.
Yeah, again a 59.6 there, and Kevin had a really good lap last time as well.
Oh,
so they're obviously
my.
both feeling very comfortable with the car.
Did you see? Is that right? Oh no, we got to ignore that time from Marco, haven't we? Yeah, that's right. And Tony Walker's still not visited the pits, so he's stretching it out as long as he can as well.
So, Pete.
Yes.
If at the end of the race,
Wobbly.
the broadcast ends, just tell me, because I got another great joke,
Oh,
and it involves it involves Santa, it involves a chimney, and that's about all I'm gonna say.
Right. Okay. Dare? No, I don't know whether I dare. No, definitely don't dare. Right. Okay.
You will come to regret it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna DM you.
Dear. This is going to be depressing, isn't it? Anyway, so your race leader, folks, is Roman Ratto in this last race of the GTCC Season 3. Second place is his teammate, but they both owe us pit stops. First of the stoppers is a sideways and very, very out of control-ish Marco Nemela in third. Jamie Wilson is in fourth, trying to get himself back together after an incident with Stephen Walker earlier.
So Romain didn't pit, right?
He's not pitted, no.
No, that's a fuel-saving thing, which basically just what we saw going on. We knew was happening.
Yeah, we're getting wild there.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? So tyres are showing their age, I think, for certain cars, because we saw Marco had not changed his tyres in the pits and was a bit wild.
Let's have a look at Roman in the pits, because we'll see if he's going to change tyres or not.
Good call.
Yeah, good call.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said it better.
Good call. Yeah.
I said it worse. Hey, you could already tell.
Oh, he's on the jacks. He's on the jacks.
Tyres for Roman.
Yeah.
And he's pointing his car to the left as well.
Tyres do get taken at the same time as fuel now, so it'd be interesting to see if he does. Yes, that's another change. Because the tyres go off faster and they are more necessary, they now allow them to fuel and tyres at the same time.
So I retract my comment. I think you're right then. Then tyre, I would definitely always do tyres.
Yeah.
You're in a disadvantage like a 1.5 lap, and after that you gain on it. Yeah.
So he's already out of the pits there. He's ahead of Marco by a good amount, and I think that's all to do with the fuel saving he did earlier on in this race.
Yeah, he was putting in some blistering laps towards the end of his stint there, wasn't he?
He was. He obviously got to the point where he felt he'd saved all the fuel he needed to do, and he wanted to start pushing because he felt he had the pace. And we saw that aggression kick in, and he's obviously played up for him. He's still got a good 4-second gap there, 4.5 seconds on Marco. So
yeah, definitely.
He gained a second before he went into the pit second half, and then he's gained another 3 seconds through that pit phase. So that's really worked out for Roman staying out a bit later.
Yeah, Tony Walker into the pits.
And if you look at those two at the front, I mean, Roman took tyres, and Marco didn't. So now it should be a walk in the park for Roman. Yeah,
advantage Roman, definitely. Be interesting to see if his teammate comes in, because he's stretched it out further than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people aren't aware of the change to the pits.
Could be, yeah.
But then it doesn't explain why Stephen Walker lost so much time, unless he's had a separate drive-through that we missed.
It's just Stephen Walker things.
Actually, wait. So Roman took tyres. Did he take all the tyres? Because he was 2 seconds longer than Marco. That's all.
I expect he would have took. unless he felt that the rears or the fronts particularly were getting hammered, or maybe one side round here, the lefts would get hammered.
Yeah. So
Your car ends up feeling very unbalanced for a couple of laps when you do that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the times, and maybe you're right. Maybe Stephen Walker and is it Jason? And Jason Haddington had a penalty of some sort in the pit box because they're the only two in the 44s.
Yeah, and we saw how wide Stephen Walker was at a lot of corners, and we think he was picking up a lot of 1Xs.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we also know how good Stephen
Oh.
Walker is at changing his pit settings in the box. And
What's this? Drive of shame?
Oh, it possibly is. So I think we're seeing the result of these new Silverstone track limits that everyone seems to dislike quite greatly.
Yeah.
This was definitely a walk of shame.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's one drive-through in 1 hour.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough to avoid those. I can't remember. I think if I remember correctly, we got like 3 drive-throughs or 4 drive-throughs in total when we did the TCR GT4 race the last time we were here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really a lot more difficult after the changes.
It was. Yeah, it should have been a good update, and it's easier to guess where they are, but they're more strict now on this track.
Yeah, there's also a good chance that there was a 4X between Marco and Roman.
Oh, without a doubt, there has to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe even 2 if iRacing did a weird calculation thing where they hit.
Well,
twice.
they were in quite close succession, weren't they? So the 4Xs they have a time over which if you hit them again, for instance, it doesn't add more.
It was all the same incident, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm after. Yeah.
Concerned.
Yeah. Maybe in an expert at crashing, of course.
Oh yeah, it's usually a 2X loss of control though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2X into a 4X.
Yeah, seen that on my screen a number of times.
But that really has given everything to Roman here. He's just got to not pick up off tracks at this point.
Isn't it like isn't it calculated based on the corner instead of the time in it?
No, I think it is just there's a timeout on it.
Yeah.
Any more incidents you gather in that time don't give you new incidents.
If only someone would have SDK to check it out.
Yeah, maybe. But it doesn't record incidents correctly. So off tracks, it's recorded for Marco Namela, for instance, it's recorded 1 off track. That's it.
How many 4Xs?
It doesn't tell you. It's
So
not an option.
You should be able to see this inside of the.
I can, but it will display it on the screen for everybody to see, and that's not very fair because some people watch the stream at the same time as driving. So
Yeah, good call.
we found that out once.
I don't.
We really did. We really did.
I don't usually agree with you, but I do agree with you on this one.
Yeah, no, it's best to keep it unofficial, if you know what I mean. Keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Well, you just said he's only got 1.
That's what SDK's saying. He's clearly got more because he's been through a drive-through.
Yeah, and the slowdown on the exit of cops is really easy to avoid. You can abuse that, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do, I don't hope that anyone is listening to this, but so what you do is like if you get in, you just go completely bonkers on that exit. But if you stuck the car back in before the end of the curve, you don't get a slowdown.
Right.
So I've done that on several occasions just to get past in the last lap. Just take that last off track, completely go out to the side, stick it in before the exit of the curb, and then you don't get the slowdown of 6 seconds or whatever it is.
Okay.
But you do get the exit.
Yeah, there's a few tracks where you can take the tactical slowdown. You spend your incident points wisely. You can give yourself a nice boost and a chance to be overtaking at the ends of certain straights, and that's certainly one of them. Trying to think where the others are now. I remember there was a new track came out a couple of seasons ago, and we found one particular corner that you could take 1 off track and gain half a second.
Right.
It's pretty mad. Certain places like Red Bull Ring have situations where you can do that as well.
If you just know where the limit is on where you have to tuck in on the track. The worst one though is on the exit of the Rebel Ring, where you instantly get a slowdown and you don't gain anything on the last corner.
Yes, that's very tricky.
There was the race where I stuck my car into the pit exit wall.
We remember that well, and we don't bring it up all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And then I got killed. That race, I was, because of the damage, I got killed by Marco Lewert as well. I was not pissed at all.
No comment.
Shout out to Marco. Let's go.
Marco will live in everybody's memories as the one that, if you remember, we had a GTCC race, I think it was, and he off the start line he hit another car, or the other car hit him, one of the two.
Oh, that was in the iRacing high wheels, right?
It was, yeah, in the not the top 10.
Yeah.
He somersaulted over the pit wall.
Yeah, on what was it again? Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah. He ended up on his wheels in pit road, just carried on as normal, then got a penalty. He was so gutted. But it was a brilliant somersault. It was great.
So things are kind of a bit too spread out at the minute. We really need Jason. Jamie. Oh, Jamie's...
Oh, no, he's not.
I was going to say, Jamie was just about to overtake somebody who was really getting fast, but that's because Marco's had a big mistake into the gravel trap there in the wall, quite clearly.
Yeah.
Are we seeing another updated physics issue? Because it's a very fast part of the track. He's going to do what Tyler did, isn't he?
Let's have a look.
Oh, he got further down.
Ooh.
He's maybe just carrying a bit too much speed, and then...
Is that a hardware failure, or has he just retired it?
I think he's fed up.
No. I don't think he's fed up. He has issue with his CPU.
He does, yes. It overheats a lot.
It's not. If I would have done that, you would say, well, it's a mad racy thingy. But
Right.
generally speaking, Marco is not that type of a guy, and I'm pretty sure that his CPU just completely blanked out again.
Well, he's jumped to the pits, so he's manually done that.
Yeah, and it looked like he was slowing down. He didn't lose. He didn't appear to
Black
lose
screen.
total control.
No, black screen maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, possibly. Be interesting to hear from him later on if he comes into the booth.
Yeah,
So that's
or
six
messages
cars
on
left on
YouTube.
track. 6 cars left on track with Ramon on first place, Kevin on second, Jamie on third, Stephen Walker and his brother Tony, which is really close to him. To be fair, I mean it's not, obviously it's 7 seconds, but we all know how capable Stephen is, and we all know how uncapable Tony is. No, I'm just kidding. It's a really good. No, I was messing about, but it's a really good job on how good Tony is driving.
He's improved loads, to be fair.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he's come up head and shoulders better than he was in TCRs for certain.
Head and shoulders, because you're worth it.
Oh yeah. Vidal Baboon is my sponsor. I mean, Mika Esports sponsors are going to be loving this. The No Life .biz, which I think is a clothing brand. They've been a sponsor to them for ages.
Yeah, you haven't clicked it yet to find out what it is.
Wait.
I know I did.
What do we want to find out?
Whether NoLife.biz is a clothing brand. I think it is.
Give me a sec. No
I'm
live.
just gonna do some googling.
No live.biz.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if I get a fucking infection of this.
Language.
Yeah.
Sorry,
excuse
language.
the wobbly again, folks.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a brand.
Yeah, I thought so.
Brand.
French,
Oh,
and it's French, and it's a clothing brand.
Yeah, there you go.
As Marcus
Oh, it looks pretty nice, to be fair. I'm gonna order something.
Okay,
Marco
cool.
having trouble with his back.
Oh, right.
So that's unfortunate. It was looked like a tough, really good start of the race there. Then Roman got quite racy and a bit aggressive there. I don't know if that's right, Marco, but it certainly seems to have been quite a forceful mood on you there. It's unfortunate that the back gave out on you.
So, we carry on with, what did you say, 6, wobbly? Yeah, 6 drivers.
Yeah.
Still in
and
this.
Jason, and to give a shout out to Jason, I think I did the same thing to JB last night. I really applaud guys who know they are a little bit slower than the majority of the pack, but to keep on continuing to drive and to keep on improving. I generally really appreciate the guys just doing their own thing, and doing their own lap times within their limits they're capable of, and trying to stay on the edge, even though they know they're, well, for this example, almost 2 minutes behind the leader. But it's really great to see that they just keep on continuing and doing their own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to look at this one. I mean, he's already going to finish ahead of Marco Namela, Adam Wright, Tyler Newitt, and Andrew Littler. He's staying in it gets you points at the end of it. That's the only reason I carried on driving when I drove V8s, because I was miles behind everybody else when I drove them.
But to be fair to Jason, his lap times are only a second lap off.
Yeah,
It's just
it's not
he
far
had
off.
he had that early spin, then he had a drive through. I think is why the gap is so big. Other than that, his pace isn't that far off.
No.
No, it's not. It's not like a negative comment. It's just I'm applauding the guys that they are racing their own race.
Yeah.
And finding their own opponents, and they're setting their own goals. And one of those goals might just be, well, don't get incidents, or either, well, I try to improve every lap, even though I know I have less fuel or more fuel or whatever. So I really like that attitude.
Yeah, or it might be, as it often was for me, finish the race. Because that's a goal for anybody, really, isn't it? Especially when, I never used to have the kit that everybody else had around me as well. I mean, I drove a DFGT for how long, Gary? It was years, wasn't it?
But to be fair, the equipment was never your issue. The concentration for
that's
time one.
Concentration? What is that?
Yeah.
I don't have issues with that as well.
But you got on top of that, and you got a lot better. And,
Yeah.
and
Wait! Stop! Stop! Cross X. Stop! How up? That's what we say in Dutch. Stop.
What I mean to say is that we started to do shorter races.
Yes.
Yeah, that's better.
Yes.
I do get very, very. My brain goes blank, and I think about things like food and decorating and what other games I'm going to play, and then there's a wall, and that's the end of my race generally.
Yeah, and then you spit out on Daytona.
Daytona, yes.
But it's races like this where you become your biggest opponent, because nobody's within 10 seconds of anyone else at this point. So it's all on themselves to keep it on the track and keep doing their lap times.
But don't you have like this attitude? I mean, I've been in races where I think I've won like 29 or 30 races on the BSDVs series. And I've been in races where there's nobody around, and obviously I start singing. That's one of the things.
You and Kenzie, yeah.
Yeah, me and Kenzie have this bromance, right? But anyway, I try, even if my tires are dead, I'm still trying to focus on, I want to do the fastest lap every lap, even if I'm on full fuel, even if my tires are on the third stint, even if my car is half broken because Pete left it like that. I still want to do the fastest lap I possibly can. It's like you set goals for yourself, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have all those goals. I just get distracted halfway around the lap by other things. Other goals. Non-racing goals.
And that is what we're seeing from Stephen at the minute. Stephen's putting in quick laps, and he came out of the pits. So when Jamie had pitted, he came out the pits 25 seconds behind, where he's got it down to 18 seconds now. So Stephen has been consistently pushing this car. He's been going fast. And he's making time back up. We know he had that drive through, but he's doing a really good job of trying to negate some of that by pushing really hard. And you just got to concentrate for an hour or more, lapping on your own. It's very hard work, and he's doing a good job of it. You can see he's the fastest car on track there on the last lap.
Yep, that's why I put the times up for you. And look at the two Mika cars; they've done almost identical times, 2,000th different.
Yeah, I think those boys are liking that setup of the
Yeah.
Porsche.
Yeah. And I feel like I can't handle the Porsche, mate. It feels like an overpowered TCR car with no grip.
Really?
Yeah, I can't drive it. No,
Wow.
I really tried it. I just, every time I get into the car, it's just like, I can't handle this car.
A very fast lap from Kevin, though. 2
Yeah,
minutes
no,
flat.
2 minutes flat. 0.6 faster than his own teammate, and a second and a half. No, 1.7 seconds faster than Jamie behind him.
Oh shit! Oh, sorry, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I think you did, but we'll apologise for it again.
Yeah.
Are we having a swear pot, Gary? We need it, don't we? Because he'll have no money whatsoever.
So,
He'll be
I
broke.
want to laugh. I want to give a shout out to Peter van Gool, who says in the chat,
Yeah,
"Stop how
him.
up."
Yeah.
So, my man, let's go. That's what I teach my kids. Stop how up.
See, Stephen Walker put his best time in on the last lap there, also doing 2 minutes flat. That's his personal best. Which also means he hasn't been under 2 minutes, whereas we did see Roman lapping faster.
Yeah, 158 he was doing, wasn't he? No, 159, sorry, 159.
159.6 that I saw.
Yeah.
Could we try to persuade Steven in letting Tony pass him?
Letting
Well,
who?
Because-
Tony.
Yeah,
he's,
so
he's currently 2.5 seconds a lap faster than his brother right now. He's really on it at the minute.
yeah, so because I'm asking because it's like we always see Steven win, and we know Tony has a lot less time compared to Steven because, well, I don't know what job Steven is doing and with his kid and all, but somehow he is able to reserve more time. So I would really like to just see that Tony, well, gets like Max Verstappen, you know, who denied this request on Interlagos, which is a complete dickhead though, by the way. But I would really like to see Steven take one for the team. What do you guys think about this?
I would have to disagree with the size of the gap.
Yeah, I mean,
it also doesn't give Stephen anything to do any laps for, and it wouldn't be letting him through for a win. It would be letting him come through for a 4th place instead of a 5th.
It's a 4th place, and he's beating his brother.
But he's not, and that's the point.
yeah.
He will if he passes him.
I'm with Gary on this one.
Plus, there's no real sense of achievement if you have been let through by somebody 40 seconds ahead of you. It's
Potato, Gary.
Tony.
By the way, Marco's in the interview.
Oh, he is,
Just
yeah.
grab him in. Yeah, he said as well in the chat.
So, Marco Noela, good evening. So, we saw you lead everybody away, lead the field away at first, and then Roman stuck with you for quite a long time, and then we saw him. From mine and Gary's perspective, it looked like in inverted commas, clean send. He did send it from quite a way back. You were on the defensive line, and he found just about a car's width on the inside, into the village. And then you had to come in together going through the loop.
Yeah, it's like I gave him space and he still hit me, and then I nudged him back, and then he drove me off track. That's just how I saw it, and I watched the replay of it. So.
Okay, yeah.
So.
I would agree with you there. I although his initial move was very opportunistic from a long way back, he very much blocked the apex of the next corner, which clearly annoyed you, I think.
No, I don't think the apex blocking the apex, because he got there first. But how he got there first was the issue, like hitting my car and making me slide, and that was the issue. Like, yeah, he got if he didn't hit me there at all, that would have been fine. But then after that, running me off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question about that, Marco.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I got a question about that because you're talking about getting hit. The two hits we saw were the ones where Romain parked it on the apex a little bit, and you hit him in the back, and then you guys collided again on the next corner. But we didn't see a hit before that. Was there anything before that we missed?
Yeah, when he moved on the inside, he clipped my rear, and
okay.
Yeah, that's the.
Okay, because we didn't see that on stream, to be honest. At least I didn't notice that.
That's up now on the.
Because it looked like it didn't happen. See, then it looked on the stream. It looked like you guys, that Romain got past, and you turned in a little bit, and you guys both just randomly collided.
Yeah, I don't. I think there might be netcode or something.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the hairpin. Yeah, that's on me.
Yeah, no.
Holy shit.
I was just curious because you were talking about another hit, and we saw 2 hits, obviously, and in kind of your explanation, you said, well, it's like he hit me because before he when he tried to pass me, because I didn't see that hit. So, but now now I remember because it's a replay, but it felt like a bit of a netcode thing.
Yeah, I think it was a netcode, but yeah, still. Yeah, even like in the first laps we had the battle, and we both gave enough room, and yeah, it was fine. But yeah, it's it's racing, so yeah, I'm not in any bad mood or anything on
Cool.
that. So
And we saw that you clearly had loads of speed. I mean, you pole lapped it. You were doing 159s just like everybody else was, I think. Yeah, you were. I mean, the car combination, the car updates. We've seen a couple of them. A couple of drivers tonight not be able to cope with the reactiveness of the car. Have you done much practice in it, or are you another arrive and drive like you usually do, and you've just been able to cope with the updates?
I've been practicing Daytona. We have a league race there, but yeah, and I accidentally used the Daytona setup on the race, so
Right. Okay.
so it was a little bit tricky, and also like after like 15 minutes of the race, my back started killing me. So yeah, that was at that point I was just struggling, and then when I came to the SS. A Maggot's thing.
Yeah.
I just was like jammed between the seat and the brake pedal, and I couldn't press the brake pedal at all.
Ah, right. Okay.
So it just locked up my back.
Yeah. Okay. That's a shame. I think me and Gary can both vote for what bad backs are like, right, Gary?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we sympathise with you for that. But great season. You are our champion, and you've dominated this league massively. It's been great watching you drive, and in a lot of places it's been very educational watching you drive and how you've dealt with the tactics of the GTCC league. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to and thank before we let you go and celebrate your championship victory?
Yeah, thanks to you guys, all the drivers, and yeah, thanks. It was a great season. Thanks.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we will see you in one of our races, I'm sure, with BSTV in the not too distant future. So thank you very much for a fascinating and entertaining season, Marco Namela.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the championship.
He already left.
He did, but he's watching the stream, so it's fine. So anyway.
At some point during that incident, during that interview, Jamie Wilson lost 8 seconds.
Oh, hang on, let me go and find it.
Stephen Walker, and Stephen Walker is absolutely flying now. He's doing fastest lap after fastest lap.
Now I think it might be to do with this.
Yeah, there was about 8 seconds that he went from an 18-second to a 10-second lead.
I don't know what this is yet, but
Oh, that's hitting the.
oh, it's a sausage.
Yeah, you could tell by how much speed he was taking.
See, that doesn't make 8 seconds, right?
Well, he's got no speed onto this straight now, so that's going to cost him all the way down to the loop.
Yeah, true.
He's a lot slower through this section all the way from.
Yeah, because you build so much speed and momentum, don't you? Yeah.
And of course, then the tyres may be a bit hot. He's maybe rattled himself a bit and got himself out of whatever club he was in.
Is it still a thing where you hit grass that your tires
Cool down? Don't know.
Did they fix that?
Gary?
So I know that they started punishing it, then I think they fixed it afterwards. But don't quote me on that one.
So we're going to quote you on that one.
So are you saying that it's fixed now? It doesn't happen anymore?
I don't actually know. I just know that that they started punishing people for doing it.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it might be that like on the first bits of grass it doesn't work.
Marco is saying that they did fix it. I had a feeling that they did, but I wasn't sure.
So on what kind of way did they fix it? Is it like
Stop it cooling the tires down. And
yeah,
put
no.
them-
Is it like the first like meter where they fix it, or is it like first after? Because it's weird if you get into the grass that it doesn't do anything. That's even weirder to me.
Instead of just the generic cooler tires or grippier, maybe they added a dirty tire element to it, perhaps. Oh, some.
Oh yeah, it might be.
closed
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, I think that was race leader that just avoided Jason there, and that will look very twitchy in a similar way to we've seen other cars tonight.
Yeah. So what I read about the Lambo is that it kind of. I haven't driven the Lambo, so this is just about what I read. It kind of it's really pointy. Apparently, it feels like it's really reactive, but it has the certain of elements of which the McLaren has. So the weird like snapping things.
Well, we used to drive the Lamborghini, didn't we, Gary?
Well,
But you didn't drive it after the update.
No,
Yeah, the Lambo is just the Audi.
Yeah.
Essentially, with a different body.
with a pointy shell, yeah.
And I always found the Audi to be incredibly undrivable on corner entry for me. And I did find very similar things with the Lambo. I think my driving style just doesn't suit GT3, but I always found those cars to be particularly difficult on corner entry. I would just have them turn around on me.
They also managed to mount the water fountain at Long Beach very easily.
I mean,
I
pick a corner you haven't done that at.
What? Landed on a water fountain? There's not that many on many tracks.
Get Belle Isle in there.
Belle Isle, yeah.
this reminds me of the practice session I had on the GT4 when we were doing the GT4 TCR league. I just parked it like on the in the middle of the road.
Right. Because you were being a particularly...
Because it was obnoxious.
Yeah.
And I caused a traffic jam for like the whole field. In the practice session, where I got called out. I think what was it? Oh, what's the guy called again? Shane
Powell.
Shane Powell.
Right.
He was really mad at me. Because
I would be if you parked it in the middle of the track.
I didn't do it on purpose. I just missed the
You
parking
did.
zone.
Oh, right. Okay, I see that.
Fully did it on purpose.
Do you remember that one or not?
Yes.
I don't.
No, because I think you were broadcasting,
Oh, right.
and it wasn't a practice session, so you was not there yet.
Oh, I see. Right, it was just practice. But he still got upset, did he?
So to give some inside knowledge about someone who actually has a clue what he's talking about, Marco said it's like slippery asphalt. So if you slide, it will heat the tire.
Ah, okay.
Would explain the loss of grip, so you don't get the benefit anymore from cooling it down, which is what used to happen.
Mm.
Yeah. But I still think that, and maybe Marco can confirm this, I still feel like it's like in the first part of the grass, and not the complete grass. I just feel like there's like 1 or 2 meters, or 1 to 2 feet, where this is probably implemented, and after that it's just still grass. Otherwise, it would not make sense to have the grass there.
No, true.
Well, you're going to have to go read the patch notes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the patch notes I've read all the patch notes, but they're so
Interesting.
no, there's no information in it. There's not like no technical description about it.
Yeah, Stephen Walker is really catching Jamie here.
He's done a super fast lap. I think this one's going to be a bit quicker. Fastest on track at the minute is Kevin Viermont, 2 positions ahead in second. But you're right, Stephen Walker is lighting up his own timing screen.
And we think Jamie didn't take tyres, so at this point, we could be seeing in these last 3 minutes the absolute worst case scenario for Jamie, where the tyres become very difficult for him.
Yeah, and a 159.7 from Stephen, so he's fully on it now.
Yeah, he's got a distant goal. He's got a couple of laps to try and catch it, and he just needs to keep that pressure up. Jamie will see him in his relative, and that's just added pressure for him to keep it on the track.
Yeah, to finish the argument about the tires, Marco, it's the complete distance tried to cool the tires in Spa, they just heat up more than driving on the road.
I know, which is weird, isn't it?
It's weird.
I've heard of grass burns before, but not driving a car.
Oh, bit of a moment there for Stephen, I think.
Yeah, a little twitchy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lost a half second there.
I mean, the two Mika boys, Roman in the lead and Kevin in second. I mean, this is a great mop-up for Mika Esports and a great way for them to finish the season together.
It is, but Kevin
yeah.
has caught by about 5 seconds since the pit stop, so Kevin's really on it at this stage of the race. Maybe he had that little issue earlier on where he had that half spin that Stephen got into the back of him. Without that, he would have been right there, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and Marco's saying what I was mentioning earlier about tyres and fuel being taken at the same time. Maybe people aren't quite aware of that yet with the update, but it's it's a lot more of a no-brainer now.
Is this the last lap we're heading into? I feel like it is.
Let's see. Is there anybody passing?
It probably
Because Marco
Roman
Oman just passed the lap, and it's less than a minute left.
Yeah, this should be white flag.
This should be white flag.
Is he waving?
But I
I've just
didn't see.
gone past
I
it.
didn't see the Pete guy or whatever you guys call him,
Barney.
waving it.
Now we'll never know because everybody else is too far around the track.
No, it wasn't like number 70.
No.
This guy. Oh, too late. Switch to the wrong camera. Good job, Sam.
Yeah. That's the wrong start line, isn't it?
That's the old pit lane.
Yeah.
No, this is the good one.
But
The
that
good
is-
one, but it's not the active one.
But this is the race leader doing his last
This is
half
the old
lap.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
is.
think it's just-
So again, there was a good first stint there for Roman. He saved a lot of fuel. He made a decisive move. It was quite aggressive, but he ended up making it stick, and he's been rewarded here with a really good win.
Yeah.
so
Whilst
so
it
you-
was aggressive, against someone like Marco Namela, you're left with few options. Do you know what I mean? He's that quick. You've got to put your car in an awkward position to try and get past him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's slowing down quite a lot on this last bit lap. So I don't know whether
No.
he's going to be taking not
No.
enough fuel or if he's just coasting it in.
He's waiting for his teammates so they can go across the line together.
Yeah,
I've
he's
seen it. I've seen them do it before.
playing a risky game.
I,
The final race of the
to
final
be
season.
honest, if he's waiting, then he should just let Kevin win.
There you
There
go.
it is. Wins by half a second. That's what the history books will
It
show.
will. It will.
Yeah, so it's like the Rubens Barrichello and Michael Schumacher thingy.
I like that. Nothing wrong with that for me. Well done to the Mika boys.
Get in there, Kevin! Come on! Not too far. No, good job on them. They really did a good job, both of them. Stayed out of trouble. Romain did that move on Marco. We saw Marco's. We heard Marco's point of view about it. It was an aggressive move, but then again, it was I still believe that it was a clean move.
Yeah,
And Jamie
becoming
coming in Jamie's like a steady horse, right? Coming in third.
Yeah, that's a good result. Keeping it clean again. He was in the thick of it at the start, mind. He got sent off into the wild in an overtake by, I think it was Stephen Walker, actually, wasn't it?
He did really well to hold on to that, and
Yeah.
he's been rewarded. Stephen got within 5 seconds of him, despite being 25 seconds behind him at the end of when he came out after his penalty. So Stephen did a really good job charging back there. He just didn't quite have enough laps to catch and pass Jamie at the end.
Yeah, agree.
And Tony just about to come around to finish the final finisher here in P5.
Yeah, good result for Tony.
Yeah, and Matt Elmore and Chet was absolutely correct there. Both cars in the top 7.
Yeah.
Coming in fourth and fifth together for the
Marco has written into the chat that he only had 20% left on his fronts.
Yeah, that's again, that's what we're talking about with the tyres now only expected to last
Sorry.
for one stint.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
What are you giggling about now?
No, nothing. What's
Good, right,
I
okay.
just got a text message, which was really.
I don't want
And
to
I
know.
thought I thought my mic was.
So we'll start our interviews for the evening. with our race winner, if I can press that button there, Roman Ratu. How are you
I like
doing?
this one. I like
Oh,
this
you're
one.
going to do this one, right? Wobbly's
Yeah.
going to do the interview for this one, so over to you, Wobbly.
Yeah, so Roman, really, really good job. Let's all compliment you on the move you made on Marco. So, what was the tactic from the start?
Yeah, I know Marco will do a bad move during this race because after the last race, I received a message from him, and it's for that I let the pole position to Marco because I am a little scary about if he was just in my back at the start.
Yeah.
So I just take the second position. That was a good position for start. I just drive slowly for my tires, for maintaining the tires good during the first stint. And when we arrive at the end of the first stint, I passed at the attack to Marco. I know that was very difficult because I have the message in my head from him, but I know I'm faster than him in this race. And when I see he brake check a lot of time when I try to pass him, I know that the first sector was my sector for pass him because he have a rocket in the straight and I can't do anything on the straight. So yeah, that was a good driving. I'm happy because Marco crashed the car. I don't happy always for that, but with the message I received from him, I'm very happy he crashed the car after I passed him.
So to be honest, I think you guys should talk it out. That's my general opinion. But anyway, I still applaud you on the move, how you did it. I think you guys collided a little bit, and it was just a racing incident. But if I summarize your words, you had a good race. You did it on purpose that you didn't want to have the pole position because you were kind of a bit scared to between the let's say marginal issues which are going on between you and Marco. Was it the tactic to save fuel from the start?
No, not the fuel, just the tire, because the new engine of iRacing was very difficult to maintain the tire good all the stints. So I just drive very carefully for maintain the tire, and the fuel is okay. And I know with the draft of Marco, I save a lot of fuel on the first stint.
Well, good job on you. Really good race, mate. Almost flawless. So, félicitations pour votre victoire, something like that. So,
What?
Are you swearing again?
No.
In French this time.
Félicitations pour votre victoire, or something like that. Congratulations on your victory. Something like that in French. I don't know.
Thank you.
I tried my best in my French. This is my best I can do.
Roman, what did he actually say?
I just say the drive.
Félicitations pour votre victoire.
Ah, vous me félicitez.
There you go. You get it in the end.
Félicitations. Yes.
Félicitations pour votre victoire.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you, guys.
Good job, mate.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Bonjour on the race win.
Every time, Gary. Bet you don't want to interview anybody else now, do you? Anyway, next into the booth, we will bring in our second place finisher, Kevin Vimont. How are you doing?
Hi.
So, ignoring the victory from Roman and whatever he's got going on with Marco, you did a very clean race. Gary mentioned it a few times, which was keeping your nose clean, keeping out of trouble, saving your tyres and as much fuel as you could as you went around the track. But you had some friends for quite a long time at the start of the race, didn't you? You had Stephen Walker and Jamie Wilson with you for a lot of time at the start.
Yeah. At the start, I I want I catch Romain and Marco,
Mhm.
but I haven't got the pace, and I take a mistake, and after I'm calm, but just catch Jamie and Steven for the safe tire, safe fuel, and I know I can't rejoin Romain and Marco, and after is the strategy for the tire at pit stop.
No, it all worked out very well for you. Did you take tyres?
Yes,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
tire.
sorry. We followed you through pit road and we saw you pop up. So yeah, I already know the answer to that. It's just my brain's not very good. So yeah, great victories or great results rather for Mika Esports tonight. Anybody you want to have a oh, did you cope well with the updates? Have you been racing the GTA 3 a lot?
Yeah, it's a good update. The GT3 is most real,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
after with Romain we train a lot this week for the new physic car and physic tire.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly done you very well, the amount of practice that you've done. Is there anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate?
Yes, I want to thanks Romain for training, all the partner No Life, Clothing, Naruto and nuage+.com, and all Mecha Sport driver
Cool.
and you for broadcast and create this championship.
Right, brilliant. In that case, we'll let you go and celebrate your second place. I think you guys in Mika have ended up in the team standings in second place behind Spectre 6, which is a great result. So something else for you to go and celebrate between the two of you, which I didn't mention when Roman was in. But no, great racing tonight, great racing for the whole season, and we look forward to seeing you in one of our leagues very soon. Kevin Vimon.
Yes, thanks.
So, third into our booth, and it'll be third in the race is Jamie Wilson. Good evening.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir indeed. It's all been very French so far. So,
Sam's not here.
no, Sam's not here, no, even though he's Belgian. But no, man.
That's the joke.
Hey! And so you started fifth. You kind of avoided incidents, apart from you had a togetherness, we'll call it, with Stephen leaving the loop, I think it was, and you exited stage right, managed to not absolutely twonk it, and I think Gary was saying it was a brilliant recovery given the fact that you were pointing. He was expecting, what did you say? Expecting a perpendicular crash.
Yeah, the angle that you went off at, I thought you were going to just hit the wall head on, but you ended up doing a mega Kimi Räikkönen moment there, but saving it.
Yeah, as I was just saying to Steve, I should have left more space there. To be fair, it's not really on him, that one. There was room, I left enough room, but it wasn't really I didn't need to squeeze him as hard as I did, so it was mostly on me, that. But as I corrected it, it kind of took a set and went the other way. And then, thankfully there's enough room there for me to just kind of frantically scoop that up, just about. And then later in the race, I had the togetherness to use your word, a very large curb in the face as well.
We did see you ride the sausage for a bit there, yes.
That's
How
what she said.
did you find the updates to the GT3 play into that race for you? We know there's a few cars early on really struggled with the car just moving under them, under braking zones, and really losing it at high speed.
Yeah, certainly at slow speeds, that's especially true. I think Kevin had a moment going into the loop or into that section, which I'd had in practice as well, at that sort of slow speed. When the tyres aren't up particularly, it can really be quite violent. But yeah, I think it's a positive change. You can't make the tyres last as long as you used to be able to. I was down to 40-something% on the front left there, only 40-odd minutes in, which is probably about right, really. So, and they've also changed the pit logic so that you can take tyres while the fuel goes in now. So
Did you take tyres at your stop?
I did, yes. For that
Okay, we thought you didn't for some reason.
Well, yeah, which then leads to... I'm just as confused about this as probably all of you guys are. In that second half of the race, I just couldn't pick up the pace like I did in the first half.
Yeah,
So even with new tyres, I was just... It took until right at the end of the fuel run for that pace to come back. I don't know what that's about, whether it's just the way the track rubbered in or something. But
yeah, we saw Stephen Walker there catch a 25-second gap to get back within 5 seconds of you at the line there. So he really was on it. And we didn't think we saw your car rise in the pits, so that's why we thought you'd stayed on them, because perhaps you didn't know about the tyres and the fuel changing at the same time now. But that explains even less, I'm afraid.
yeah, no, I was hoping I was the only one to have figured that out. Evidently not.
No,
at least I figured out to set my pit stop up once, unlike Stephen.
Right.
We can tell you about that in a minute.
Question, because Stephen has a history of fluffing pit stops.
I'll let him tell his story.
Okay, sounds tasty. But no, great race, great season. Let me have a look at where you've ended up. I can't click the right buttons.
Oh, don't even bother with crap, because I missed half the season.
You did, yeah. The season didn't suit for you, did it? No, you're quite.
Another league.
Yeah, you're going to be in 10th, I think, once all the crown's done, and Team Chimera in 9th.
So.
Yeah, it's just you. No Simon in this one. Driver of the meeting, you having a stab at that? Have you got any votes? Nope, you've not got any votes there. Maybe there'll be a sympathy one. I don't know.
No.
So he got one back on Wobbly. That's nice. Extra point for that. But no, always entertaining to have you in our leagues, and we appreciate you racing with us. Anyone you'd like to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, to Steve and Kevin, I raced with today. High degree of trust in them. Despite obviously Steve and I coming together a little bit there, but that's that's more of me. But yeah, good stuff as always. It's a shame I couldn't make half the league, but yeah, what I did manage to do was it was good fun.
Awesome
so thanks
stuff.
to you guys for putting it on as usual.
Yeah, not at all. We love doing it.
I love doing it.
That's what she said. So yeah, thanks again. You've got yourself a bottom stepper podium for the final race of this season. Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys.
Well done.
Right, last in, and we're going to ask many questions, I'm sure, is our 4th place finisher, Stephen Walker. Good evening.
Yo, what's up?
Sorry, did I say gangster, Stephen Walker? I don't remember saying that, but never mind.
I have one question. Wait.
Go on.
Who's the older brother? Is it you or Tony?
I'm the eldest.
You're the eldest, so then it's your job to make you feel your younger brother wanted. So why didn't you let him overtake you?
Because I'm not going to let him win. Why would I do that?
That's a good argument.
Yeah.
Assert dominance, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, no. That's the general rule. So good job.
No, that's cool. So yeah, very entertaining night racing from you. We saw you get into Jamie, or Jamie got into you. We said it was a racing incident, and there just wasn't room for 2 cars on that little bit of tarmac, and you ceded the position anyway. In the second half of the race, which included your pit stop, you were definitely clawing masses of time out of everybody else around you. You were doing laps as fast as Kevin, and Kevin was possibly, if not probably, the fastest man on track. No, that was Roman. The Mika boys were on it tonight. But you pitted twice.
So I only pitted once.
Did you?
Yes.
I'm sure I saw you going through pit road a second time.
I dramatically messed it up anyway.
Oh, right, okay.
So
You don't mess up pit stops.
Right, it's like if I
You
don't
never
have a
did.
race if I don't mess up a pit stop. No,
Oh, no, that's right. Sorry, you didn't go through the pits twice, but you were in pit road for a lot longer than everybody else.
yeah, so I took fuel, realised actually I need to take tyres as well because I'd unticked it because I was looking at the wrong screen. and realised it doesn't update until you actually stop in your pit box. Even though before the race I was like, definitely need to change tyres. But
Right.
so then I take them on. So then it was like, as soon as it finished fueling, then it gave me the tyres. And then as I came out the pit stops, I don't know if you have seen it or if you can get it on the screen, but I unticked the pit limiter with cold tyres and booted it, and the car went sideways. And that incident with Jamie, I just scraped the barrier on the way out. It was like a Tokyo drift moment in the car park. But the incident with Jamie gave me 14 incident points.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, that took it was a zero contact. It
Oh.
went off track. It gave me 1,
Right.
and then so that put me up to 14. So for the entire second half of that race, I had to concentrate quite badly, and there's a few times I nearly lost it. It was fun though.
Wow.
We did
Okay.
see early on that you were definitely the widest car on track. You were an extra half a metre more than everyone else beyond the white line.
Sass.
But it was the understeer. It was the changes they've made were dramatic, to say the least.
Yeah, so this replay might take quite a long time to play out, Pete.
I would think so. Yeah. Let me do this. Go a bit quicker.
Literally just the exit of the pit.
So this is the bit where he takes half a...
Oh, this is a
Half
good
a
view,
PSI
Pete.
out of
I can
50
definitely
power.
tell you're a professional cameraman.
Oh, absolutely. Can you see him? There we go.
Yeah.
Look
Oh,
at that.
that's better.
Yeah.
So you basically roll back the patch at this moment where you took the tyres separate for the fuel.
I was like, do you know what? Let's do it old school, just for the sake of it.
Do it like it's November 22.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
OG Wook in the pits.
Nice.
So, what
Yeah.
we're watching for here? Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it's nice.
special.
Kissing the wall like that. Yeah, good job.
Missed
Yeah,
that.
Style
Luckily,
point.
it gave me 0. Luckily, it was a 0, and I managed to carry on. I thought I was going to have to do like an Austin Powers 3-point turn, but it kind of straightened itself up.
Yeah,
No,
Do that.
that would have been worth it.
it was.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't think there was any chance of me catching anyone after that. But I don't know whether. Well, I don't know what happened. I was just driving as fast as I could without trying not to get the incident point that would have given me the drive through. And then I saw Marco disappear. So I was like, oh, I can finish 4th. And then towards the end, I was like, oh, maybe I can catch Jamie. But there was just he started to speed up as I started to be a bit more wary of going off, and I could feel the tyres going off. I could feel the understeer in the last sector. So I just had to be a bit more careful with the throttle application because the car at the front was really pushing. But other than that, it was good. It was quite good. If I hadn't have had that, Jamie and I hadn't have had that incident and I didn't mess up my pits, maybe him and I and Kevin would have been fairly close together come after the pit stops towards the end of the race, maybe. I don't know. But those guys were on it. I don't know what they'd done. They must have definitely put more time into their setup than I did. 20 minutes probably wasn't enough.
Well, I think you did better than Marco Namela, who went out on his Daytona setup by accident. But no, again, fantastic racing, fantastic entertainment. Always great to have you and the other Spectre 6 guys in our leagues. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys obviously for roping in 2 other people to do the commentary with you, Pete. So good job.
They're getting very well paid. Not.
The
Bar of
invoice is
chocolate
going
each.
in.
Yeah, the invoices are getting submitted. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
my
Stephen,
brother for
wait,
turning-
before you leave, I got a question
Yeah.
for you. The last question. What do you call an army ant?
Oh dear.
What do you what? Sorry,
What do you call an army ant?
Dave.
A militant?
Oh, dear.
Remember, Wobbly, you've got to tell them 3 times to be funny. That's how repetition
I
works.
got another one for you, but I can't tell it on screen. I
No,
already
no,
did
no
this
more
to you.
jokes. No more jokes. Carry on with
I
your
like that.
thanks.
Yeah, just you guys obviously putting it on and hosting it, and it was nice to drive something different with the GT3. It's a good idea. And then my brother for turning up and not giving up and sticking it
No,
out.
he's done all right. He's done a 5th tonight. Albeit some of them is other people throwing it at the scenery, but or Marco's back being too painful for him to carry on driving. But it shows that staying in it and staying clean will get you points and positions. So good on him. We said it a few times tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
In
He was
that
quicker
case,
than you thought he would.
yeah, he was quick actually. In that case, we shall see you in another of our leagues in the not too distant future, hopefully, Stephen Walker.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
OG Wookie Wook on his way out.
Absolutely. So that brings GTCC Season 3 to an end. We are uncertain if we're going to run another one of these. It won't happen in the near future, that's for sure, because resource-wise, we've only got enough to cover the V8s. Oh, look at where I ended up with this. There
What
you
a
go.
coincidence.
What a coincidence. Anybody think I actually planned that one? But no, it's we've only got the resource to cover V8s and TCRs in the immediate future, but you never know when our GT3s will feature again. Thanks to Gary and Wobbly for joining me in the booth tonight. No thanks to Wobbly for us having to do a second stream of this one because of indiscretions on the original that we've had to delete forever so that nobody could ever evidence it ever again ever. The only professional person in the booth tonight was probably Gary. So thanks, Gary.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm going to bring not just the broadcast, but GTCC Season 3 to an end by saying thank you for everybody that watched, everybody that took part.
Before we do that, should
Oh.
we do the driver of the evening?
Yeah,
Oh
that's what I
no!
thought.
Oh dear, yes.
I was planning on just saying that in my last word. just to
Oh,
keep
excellent.
hanging.
Well done. In that case, I'll go first because I made you two go first last night. I'm going to go with... Do I go with Tony Walker because he stayed
Yes,
clean
you will.
and he's done way
We
better
all
than he normally does?
are gonna vote Tony Walker. Come on, mate.
I think I'm going to vote for Tony Walker tonight for the reasons that we've already stated. Who shall I pick on next? Wobbly, go on, who are you picking?
Yeah, so we're all gonna vote for Tony Walker. So I'm gonna vote for Jamie
You're going
because
to
he
vote
needs a
Jamie.
sympathy vote.
Alright, okay, he gets the sympathy vote, right, fine. So that's one for Jamie, one for Tony, and Gary.
I think I would give it to Stephen. And on the surface of it, he didn't have the cleanest, most straightforward race. But the fact that he was driving around with 14x1 away from a drive-through for the last kind of half an hour of that race, and he caught 20 seconds up on Jamie, just shows how on it he was. So I think he did a fantastic job to push all the way to the end at high risk there.
Oh, I think you may have entered into... I've just clicked the wrong thing. It's not like me. Right, I think you've just voted Stephen Walker to win the Driver of the Meeting award. So he's now on 4. Everybody behind him is on 3, including Tony Walker. So I think Stephen Walker has just walked away with the most coveted of the trophies, Driver of the Meeting.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. So, I'll go through all that again. Thanks to Gary and Wobbly, kind of, for joining me in the booth tonight. Thanks to everybody that watches, everybody that participates. It can't be any leagues without any of you guys participating and watching us. And thanks to everybody that's joined me in the booth, and Sam and Clyde for their contributions to our broadcasts. And we will see you next time. Which is going to be on Wednesday, actually, with the start of Season 11 of TCRs. So join us then, and I'll hand you over to Gary and Wobbly, and good night, everybody, and have a great Christmas.
Yep, thanks, Pete, and thanks for having me in the booth this weekend. I'll be back in the car for the first time in 6 months on Wednesday, so I'll try to not feature so much on the broadcast in a negative way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really good having you guys all here. Forward to another season for TCR. Just watch it out. Well, good Christmas, good Hanukkah, good Thanksgiving, New Year,
Thanks, Wobbly. Thanks for the host.
Easter. Thanks for the host, to myself. Good having you all.